The MUSC Urban Farm is proud to present the Healthy Gardening Sessions. The Medical University of South Carolina's Urban Farm is a half-acre urban garden on the downtown MUSC campus in Charleston, South Carolina. We are a community farm specializing in sustainable vegetable, fruit, herb, and cut flower production, teaching the community, students, faculty, staff, and patients about the intersection of food and health. Today, we want to highlight gardening tips to improve anyone's gardening techniques, as well as outdoor skills to keep everyone healthy. These apply for seasoned gardeners, those just getting started, and anyone thinking about getting into gardening. Gardening is an enjoyable and healthy hobby that combines exercise with completing a task and watching your work grow into something which is important. This is great for building self-esteem, achieving a feeling of accomplishment, and doing something physical to get your whole body moving. Gardening for health. 30 minutes of moderate intensity gardening, such as weeding, raking, or planting, burns about 150 to 200 calories. We like to say that it's a great exercise and you get produce and flowers out of it. It's a whole body workout that can be done with tools and techniques that help to keep you from injury and improves mobility, stamina, and mindfulness. Additionally, being around plants outdoors or indoors has been shown to help reduce stress and improve your mood. This makes gardening a great hobby to do in order to relax as well as achieve a space that can have a calming effect on you. Staying safe in the garden. When doing outdoor activities, it's important to always work smarter, not harder. Raised beds and containers allow for you to garden from a seated or standing position, which can be more enjoyable. We often take planters and place them on tables or platforms that are a good height for any user, no matter where they like to sit or stand. When working in a ground level garden, always have a safe place to kneel and use a kneeling pad to protect knees and the palms of your hands, and also, very important, to wear gloves. This helps to prevent dirt and infection from getting into your hands. When gardening or enjoying the outdoors generally, always wear sun protection, including putting on long sleeve shirts and pants, wearing sunglasses, a big hat to protect your face and body, and sunscreen, even when it isn't very sunny outside. It is important to stay hydrated in the garden. Growing tasty herbs to add to your water, such as mint, borage, or basil, helps keep you hydrated with a delicious, healthy drink that tastes good as well. Gardening for everyone. Gardening may seem like you need a yard or a large area, but in fact, you can enjoy the act of gardening in a raised bed, planter, or indoor container. A raised bed or container is a great way to grow in a small space in any location, and a low-maintenance option for big yards or plots. Mix and match different flowers, herbs, and edible plants for continuous beauty. Other tips for gardening in containers is to seek out compact varieties of plants that fit in tight spaces, such as determinate tomatoes, dwarf-style flowers, and anything considered a patio variety. There are endless options for what to plant and when, so asking your local nursery or visiting the Clemson Extension website for ideas on flowers, trees, and edibles is a great resource. When using a container, there are a couple tips to how to plant. First, make sure the container has drainage holes. Always use container or potting soil instead of garden soil. When planting seeds directly into a container, fill the container to the lip with your potting soil and plant your seed directly into the container. For transplanting to larger pots, make sure to fill the larger container 3/4 of the way up and place the original potted plant into the container and making sure that it sits where the leaves are right above the container lip. Then pull the plant out of its original container and tease the roots apart to encourage them to grow into the new container. Place the root ball into the pot and cover with more potting soil. Raised beds and containers need adequate water as they grow. Also, as the temperatures get warmer, they will require more water. Always test the moisture in the soil of your container or raised bed by sticking your finger in and feeling. It should be the consistency of a wrung-out sponge, moist but not too wet. Always water in the morning, and the intention is to water the roots, not the leaves. So when watering, try to water around into the soil line as opposed to on top of the plant. Many people think that gardening in the ground or raised bed requires a lot of back-breaking labor. It doesn't have to be this way. At our farm, we use a broad fork to gently break up the soil and incorporate soil amendments into the bed without having to traditionally till with machinery that can hurt the body. This type of bed preparation allows for ease of access and reduction in bending over or using heavy equipment that tends to jerk the body. After we broad fork, we take a small hoe to break up any clumps on the top layer of soil and break up any weeds that may be remaining. We then gently rake the bed flat to allow for an even seed bed. This type of gardening, while more intense, can be a great option for those that live in an area with poor soil but would still like to have the same feel as an in-ground garden. For an even easier option, we layer different compostable materials on top of each other to build up the soil. This, known as lasagna garden, starts by laying down cardboard or newspaper and then placing 1 to 2 inch layers of compost, leaves, peat moss, or fill dirt as different layers one on top of the other until a raised mound is reached to plant into. It is often referred to as a lasagna garden or no-dig garden because there's no digging and it layers like lasagna. This type of garden can be done anywhere, and as long as it is 3 feet wide, it will hold its shape. To enrich the bed, you simply add more layers each year. As an urban garden for the community, we grow a lot of different things for different people. When growing in raised beds, containers, or big plots of land, we have a lot of the same favorite edibles and flowers that we recommend to everyone. Growing for spring and summer, we love to grow a few things that grow really quick, including radishes and lettuce, and some things that take a little longer, like tomatoes and basil. We also love to grow beans and cucumbers in containers because they keep producing all summer long. For things that grow on a vine, like melons, beans, and peas, we always try to put up a trellis or a cage to keep them off the ground so that the rain won't drown them and people won't step on them. One of our favorite things to grow anywhere are herbs. These are great compact plants that can be grown on a windowsill or in a garden bed. We separate out our herbs by perennials and annuals. Our perennial herbs are types of plants that will stay throughout the year and keep growing year after year. These are low-maintenance plants that once you establish them, will keep growing for you. Herb plants like rosemary, thyme, mint, and oregano grow great in well-drained soil and are considered perennial herbs. Other favorite herbs to grow are annuals. These plants will only grow for a season and then die, but they are delicious while they are here. These annual herbs include things like basil, cilantro, parsley, and dill. The trick to keeping them happy is to keep them watered and trim the tops or the new growth of the plants every week during the growing season. If you don't keep them cut back, they will grow leggy and flower and start to taste bitter. So make sure to cut them when they are young in the early morning for the most delicious flavor and to keep the longest. Finally, growing flowers is a great way to get your exercise and have something beautiful to enjoy or give to someone else to brighten up their day. With spring and summer just around the corner, we suggest planting some easy varieties like sunflowers, zinnias, marigolds, and cosmos. These are low-maintenance flowers that love the heat and will provide continuous blooms to look at. When planting a container, try to get dwarf or compact varieties so they don't grow so tall they fall over in the pot. We want to thank you for watching our video. You can find us online by going to our website at www.muSC.edu/OHP/urban farm, or finding us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at MUSC Urban Farm. You can reach us by email at urbanfarm@musc.edu, where we would love to answer questions or direct you to resources for gardening wherever you live. Thank you.